You're listening to the Public Health Entrepreneurs Podcast with your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley. Greetings, everyone, and thank you for joining me on this episode. Welcome to Public Health Entrepreneurs, the podcast for visionary leaders who are ready to transform public health and healthcare through innovation. I'm your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley, and as a public health entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience in healthcare and public health, I understand the unique challenges and opportunities that come with bridging multiple disciplines. If you are an interdisciplinary professional, a high-functioning leader with expertise across different fields, then you know what it's like to see opportunities that others miss. You understand the gaps in the current systems, and you know how to address those. You have a lot of ideas about how to make things better. Sometimes it is frustrating and isolating when others don't see your perspective and don't respect it or understand it or value it. I understand. It may even feel like you're a little divided sometimes, across the different disciplines in your fields of expertise. But I want to encourage you. So on this podcast episode, we cover all sorts of topics that are likely of interest for you. In today's episode, we're going to specifically talk about the power of community. Let's start by focusing on and setting an intention for this week. I like to set intentions for the week. It helps so much with the focus and with so much going around us. It helps with me. It helps to kind of limit some of the distractions, or it helps me know when to say yes and when to say no sometimes. So try this on and let me know if this resonates with you. Feel free to change it or tweak it or adjust it. But I like sharing it with you in real time on the podcast, because if I can just tell you to set an intention and you have to start from blank, most of you won't do it, or it's just too frustrating, or you don't have time, you're busy. I get it. But if I start with a suggestion, you may like it, or it's easier to tweak it. That's how it works with me. Even with my team members, we are brainstorming some idea or plan. I'll have them start with something that I can say yes or no to or edit, as opposed to me having to come up with everything fresh. So see how this fits or how this resonates with you. The intention for this week could be, this week, I open myself to collaboration and shared wisdom. I recognize that community multiplies impact. That excites me a bit. I like that. It's a great connection to what we've been talking about with scaling and having greater impact. So let's continue on. If that doesn't resonate exactly with you, tweak it to it until it fits, but set an intention. So since we're talking about community, once again, I'll read it since I babbled through that. This week, I open myself to collaboration and shared wisdom. I recognize that community multiplies impact. All right. So I have a few reflection questions for you. These are great journaling prompts for you. It prepares you for what we typically will talk about on the very next episode. I want you to have some time to let it sink in. And the more you put into this, the more you get out of this podcast and this experience of us engaging in this way. So here are a few reflection questions for you. Number one, how am I currently contributing to my professional community? This is something that you will ask yourself. I'm not going to ask you to submit your responses to me. You're always welcome to share them if you'd like to share through our website, but this is really for you, a self-reflection. Number two, where could I benefit from more support? Number three, what unique value can I offer others? Number four, how can I create more meaningful connections? And the last one that I will share, number five, what barriers prevent me from fully engaging? That's a tricky one, because I want you to pause with it for a moment and see what kind of rises up for you. And take a moment and journal out or write out, articulate a thought or response to each of these questions. I love journaling, and I think this is a great way to journal about your business. So if it's a practice for you personally, then maybe you can have a business journal and you can use some of these prompts that I share on these episodes. All right, let me share a few action steps with you to help you put sort of these thoughts into action and prepare as you continue through the week and prepare for a deeper dive on the next episode. So The first action step could be to conduct a community mapping. Now, what I mean by that is list your current networks. If you're a part of a specific community by name, or maybe your network of coworkers or classmates. I was trying to think of the word when you're in school and you have classmates or colleagues. Maybe it's a particular group or organization that you're a part of, and you have like a church group, an organization where you meet regularly. You have a network of people that you know, but list your current networks. Identify gaps. What's missing or what's lacking in those networks. Research new communities. What new communities exist that you could potentially become a part of? And then plan the engagement. So that's what I mean by community mapping. So the second kind of action item that you could progress in or move on would be to create a value exchange. That means listing expertise to share. Like, what expertise if you are, as a podcaster, I like speaking. So where am I willing to offer that skill set within my network or community? So list your expertise, whatever expertise you have to share. Identify learning needs. If there are needs in the community, create contribution plans, like what is needed that you could contribute to. And often this is something that you're really good at, that it would be very easy for you and you'd be excited to help meet that need. And it's something that would, they'd be returned with great, with gratitude, and it'd be very impactful for the community. And then set engagement goals. That's very important. So all of that is a part of creating a value exchange. And then the third kind of action step or suggestion for you could be planning connection building activities. So this is great for those of you who say, I intend to do this, or you think about it a lot, but you haven't actually taken action. So you can schedule networking events. There are so many. Sometimes I have a source that I go to where I see all the events that are available. I put them on a big calendar that I have on the wall. I have a calendar that goes by quarter, and I'll put them on the calendar, the ones that I'd really like to attend. And then I go back and I solidify which ones I'm actually going to attend. Another part of that could be to plan follow-ups. That can be challenging, right? You meet people, you go to an event and you meet someone and it's great and you intend to follow up, and then you get right back into your routine and you lose track of time and you think about them every so often, but it just kind of falls and goes cold, right? So plan follow-ups, create sharing opportunities, and build support systems. So this is all a part of planning your connection building activities. All right. So again, setting an intention for the week, along with some of the things that I've shared with you, the action items or action steps, this will help you create a framework for how you want to experience your week. It also helps you stay focused and aligned with your values and just what matters most to you. If you are ready to work with someone more closely to fully explore what's possible for you and your vision, then I invite you to consider working with me. As a public health entrepreneur who works with high-functioning interdisciplinary leaders all the time, I provide a trusted soundboard and maybe guidance that you possibly could be looking for. Feel free to reach out directly through our website, which is publichealthentrepreneurs.com. We can explore the option of working together. All right, everyone. Until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for listening. Visit publichealthentrepreneurs.com to learn more.